and get started, I'll try my best to admit people as they come in. I feel like this is like the time of like the twilight zone between Christmas and New Year's when you don't know who you are or what you are doing with your life. Like, so just a million thank yous for being here at all. We really do appreciate it. We get excited when we get to hang out with you guys like in real time because we're on Instagram. That's our job, right? And we're talking to a screen, which we're doing right now too, but we can see your faces. So if you can turn your video on, that would be amazing. I just like to be able to like see the people I'm talking to, but thank you. Thank you for being here. We appreciate it. And we're pumped about tonight. So this is a Crunchi Curiosity Call, guys. This is our very first one. So you're like the OGs of the Crunchi Curiosity Call. So welcome and congratulations. You're in the right place. If you want to learn more about Crunchi as a clean beauty brand, you've probably followed along. If you're here, then you know somebody on this call, probably Jordan or myself, and you've seen that we have like kind of fallen head over heels, right? For Crunchi. We love it. We trust it and we talk about it a lot. And so this is a call for us to talk about. We're going to very briefly talk about the products. You guys know how much we love them and adore them. But tonight really is more about the business and talking about why we have invested a lot of time and effort. And we have kind of attached our names to Crunchi and we're super pumped about that. So really quickly, I want to introduce myself just in case you don't know me. I'm a business educator. I love branding. I love business, all the things. I'm still admitting people. You guys bear with me as I do that. And I'm a homesteader now, which I don't really know if I can actually say that. We just moved to like a hobby farm. We have pigs, we have goats, we have chickens. It's a whole thing. We do 98% of the things wrong, probably, most likely. But we're learning as we go. And I'm super passionate about holistic living. Just quickly, I'm going to share like a very quick stretch of my story the last 10 years. My husband and I, my college sweetheart, have been trying to build our family, and it has been a long road of recurrent loss and of chronic illness. It's been a whole thing. And so because of that, it's actually really, it's hard to say this, but a blessing in disguise because it has forced me to really consider like, okay, wait a second. I don't know if I want to like really subscribe to the status quo of like what's expected with products and what like I have become very interested in the holistic lifestyle and have really applied myself to like learning it and understanding it over the last 10 years. Something I'm super passionate about because I've seen what can happen whenever we're doing something like makeup or food or whatever. We don't know what we're consuming, how it affects us. And so this is something that I'm super passionate about. I have endometriosis, things like that, that are like very severe if I'm not thinking about what I'm consuming. And that is why Crunchi is super important to me. Makeup was kind of the last thing that I really like turned over in terms of what was clean and what was not in my home. And so I'm super passionate about that. That's why I'm here. But I want to introduce you to Jordan. She's co-leading tonight. She is a dear friend. Jordan, why don't you introduce yourself and just share a little bit about why you love Crunchi, why you're here tonight.
Yeah. Hi, guys. Super excited to be here. I have a very similar story to Mel in some ways. I have also had a really long family building journey, also diagnosed with endometriosis and different challenges, thyroid issues, different things like that. And as I started digging into like what is going on, I was 25 years old and had multiple back-to-back losses. And, kind of went through this process of figuring out like what's going on with my body. And actually it took me like 2 or 3 years to really get to the root of everything. But as I uncovered different answers, I started to learn a lot more about makeup and products and all the things, food, similar to what Mal said. And it really kind of sent me on this holistic healing journey to get to really support my body, I think, from the inside out. And that has also then led to looking for reliable and trustworthy brands. And, as someone who has worked online for the last 7+ years in the influencer space, et cetera, I had so many different pitches I guess is the way I would say it, like so many different opportunities with different companies, and whether they were wellness oriented or beauty oriented or whatever. And I think what stood out to me about Crunchy just right off the bat, and why I just kind of jumped into it, is because it felt super low pressure in some ways, but also the integrity was there in ways I hadn't seen elsewhere. And so that kind of like piqued my curiosity. But the biggest thing was just like the standards in terms of the trustworthiness of the product. So that is really what got me started as a customer. And then when I was sharing about it nonstop and probably sending tons of business their way without realizing it, I had someone reach out to me and they're like, hey, you could be making commission for talking about this. Like, if you love it, you should be making commission. So I signed up as an advocate. And I was actually an advocate for over a year before I ever shared about the advocate program with anyone else, before I even told Mel about it. Like, I just kind of did it as an affiliate, which we'll share more of that. But I was so blown away just by how well run it was in the back end, by just the integrity from the top to the bottom to the top. And I've, like I said, been asked to join a lot of companies, and even kind of like peeked behind the scenes of some, joined some just to kind of see. And it just was different. There was just something here that was just different. And I was like, I think this is something really cool we could bring to women, both from a product standpoint and a like income opportunity standpoint. And so that was kind of what prompted me to start talking about it more. I saw that like everyday women could actually win here, and that it was kind of ground level, which felt exciting. So that's kind of what got me into Crunchy in terms of using the product, and also what got me to the place where I was like, I need to tell other women about this opportunity, because this has been really cool.
I love it. And I just want to like add, Jordan is somebody for me that, I mean, Jordan, I think you're younger than I am, but I totally look up to you like you're my older sister. Like, I mean, she has just been like a valuable resource to me. We have lived a lot of the same like struggles. And so the fact that she was like, yeah, I can subscribe to this and I believe in it, and here's what it is. It wasn't hard for me to be like, okay, let me do my research and I'm going to see what I think. I've had a history in direct sales, and I honestly, like before Crunchy, was kind of like, I think I'm going to peace out now. But just the fact that she like believed in the brand and was like, hey, like take a look at this. I was like, okay, I trust you. I'm going to do that. But really quickly, if you're like, what is she talking about? What is Crunchy? We just want to like very briefly, again, if you're here, you probably already know what it is. But it's a clean skincare and makeup brand. Amazing performance, amazing ingredients, things that we obviously are important to us and we believe in, but it's more than just that. It's representing Crunchy as being a part of a movement. We like to say like, it's a clean beauty movement. It's created by everyday women who have become more aware of the potentially harmful ingredients found in their daily use cosmetics and are seeking safer alternatives. So this strikes a chord with me. I feel like before my health issues and infertility and recurrent loss, this was like a different language to me. Like if you had come to me and said like, hey, your ingredients matter, I would have been like, what? Like I went to CVS and Walgreens, and like, that's how I bought my makeup. Like I didn't think about it. I didn't think about what I was putting in my body and how it was affecting me. And so the fact that this brand is literally built around essentially protecting women and making sure that they're empowered to make wiser decisions based on research and science and things like that is huge. So that is what this is.
I want to speak one quick thing too, because I want to give you guys just a quick, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I want to give you a quick like backstory too of like why Crunchy was even created. Because there's a lot of, I mean, you can Google clean beauty brands and you probably find 25, 30 that pop up. Maybe some other popular ones come to mind. And just from like a what makes it different kind of standpoint. So I think the biggest thing to know, and why I personally was like, Crunchy's different, not just from the business side, but also from the product side, is the performance is kind of unmatched. Like the biggest reason Crunchy was started was not just to contribute to another clean beauty brand to the space, but to solve a problem. And that problem is that most clean beauty, especially makeup, but clean beauty products in general, don't perform very well overall. And then what happens is people go back to their old toxic favorites because they want stuff that's going to last, that's going to work. I mean, the cool thing about Crunchy is like women literally wear this on their wedding day. I've worn it as a bridesmaid in weddings. It holds up like airbrush, but it's completely toxin free. And so I think that's just something to like point out, is that was kind of why they initially broke into the market to begin with. And then I think something else to know is the reason they chose this model. You know, I've gotten to spend a lot of time getting to know the founders, and I wanted to hear their story and their why. Like I said, why didn't you just, you know, why did you choose to go kind of the network marketing, direct sales, whatever you want to call it, model? And they said, because when it comes to clean beauty, relationship and education is actually really critical, because there's a lot of like misunderstandings and can't kind of even what Mel was saying about not even knowing why this matters. Like the education piece and the like friend to friend piece is actually really powerful. I think I always say, like I've said this in a lot of my business coaching classes and things like that, but people trust their friends more than they trust a Facebook ad. So yeah, you could get served a Facebook ad and you probably have for something that's clean or marketed as clean, but it's hard to know like how trustworthy is that really. And I think what's really sweet about Crunchi, ultimately bottom line, is they truly have the most strict standards across the board, regardless of what EWG says, which is a whole nother conversation. But they do third-party testing for PFAs. They do third-party testing for heavy metals. They are clean, or they are Leaping Bunny certified. They prioritize certified organic ingredients to avoid pesticide and herbicide like contamination. They're plastic positive, which means they take more plastic out of the environment than they put in. They're gluten-free, so many other things. No other brand, not a single other clean beauty brand meets all of this criteria. Like there's some beauty brands that are like EWG certified, and even those standards aren't as strict as the testing and the standards that Crunchi holds itself to. So I just want you to kind of be aware of that. EWG certification is something brands can pay to have done. Crunchi is not paid to have that done. So there's just things that I think as a consumer is even helpful to know. But for me, as I did more and more research in this space, Crunchi just kept standing out, not only for performance, but also for the fact that they blew everyone out of the water in terms of safety. So that's just
yeah, and to just jump to piggyback on that, like truly, and Jordan, I think you could probably say the same thing, but previous to this, I won't name them, but I tried like 5 or 6 of the most prevalent brands that I was like, okay, these advertise as quote unquote clean, although like a lot of them, it's just greenwashing, but
or they are clean, like their labels are beautiful, but they don't work, or their labels are beautiful, they work, but they have PFA contamination or heavy metal contamination that can happen in the manufacturing process, because that's something that often happens with clean beauty.
Yes. Yeah. And I would say like our number one competitor, I tried their products and they were very clean, like beautifully clean, but just, it felt more like skincare than makeup. And so that's why I love Crunchi, because I like makeup. Like I like to look pretty, right? Like I like to enjoy that as a woman. And so the fact that they actually make products that are clean and work that was the game changer for me. Like it actually works. So I feel comfortable talking about it. So, okay, a few not so fun facts. There is very little regulation on the beauty industry. The Federal Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act has hardly been updated since 1938. I don't know if y'all are aware of that, but it is not great standards here in the US of A. As much as I love our country. The FDA does not have any authority to recall products that numerous people complain about. So for example, if the FDA knows that a product causes like an allergic reaction in a large number of people, the FDA cannot ban or recall the product, right? So these are things that as like a growing, teenager and woman, I just had no idea of. And I really do feel like knowledge is power when it comes to this. So an average American woman puts over 100, this is mind blowing to me, 168 chemicals on her body each day. That's crazy. And many of those chemicals are linked to cancer, infertility, miscarriage, poor infant and maternal health outcomes, obesity, asthma, sensitization, like so many different things. So I'm like, let's just create a new standard, right, for women to have safe beauty products. And then many product ingredients are absorbed through the skin or inhaled and go straight into the bloodstream. Like literally our skin is our largest organ. And I think it's funny because whenever I was like starting my holistic journey, honestly, if I'm being totally honest, skincare and beauty was like the last on my list. I started with like clean, like household clean ingredient, like my cleaners and like things like that, my shampoo, things like that. But I didn't think about the fact that I was putting makeup on my skin literally every day. Well, that's a lie. Probably 5 out of 7 days if we're being honest, but like it was on my skin a lot and I just didn't think about it. It was literally the last thing that I switched. But once I started to really understand this, that changed. Jordan, do you want to kind of highlight a few things that make Crunchi unique?
Yeah, I mean, kind of reiterating what I was saying earlier, I think a few things that stood out to me is it just didn't feel, like I said, I kind of just did the advocate program privately for a year because I was like, before I start like inviting other women into this, I want to know, can other people win? Is it done with integrity? Is it different? Or is it kind of just the same kind of culty, weird feeling that I've gotten other places? And it was just kind of like, this is fun. And it's like lighthearted. And just the education that's provided, the focus on service, the focus on quality, the commitment to this most rigorous standards in terms of the product and all of that, and also just the integrity in which the business is run and those who run it and lead it is really refreshing for me as someone who's kind of been in this space in various ways. Another big thing is that it's self-funded. What this means is that, so Crunchi's been around a little over 6 years now. They're really kind of hitting that stride, that like growth stride, right? The first few years of a company, they're pretty small. But what's really cool is they have spent their first 6+ years self-funding this whole thing, which means that the quality isn't compromised for profit, or, you know, the investors, or, you know, if there's outside investors, that's where you start having to get a little bit like question like, okay, well, what's really in the product and all of that. And so that's not to say they may never bring in other funding, but they were so committed to, we are going to get our product line to the point where this is our product line, this is our ingredients, like all of that is established and really, really clear from the get-go, and prioritized. So I just think that that's a really cool piece of the whole thing. And then, like I said earlier, like no other beauty brand can hit all of this criteria in terms of how clean the products are. So which way we going now? I'm jumping around. Like, what's happening here?
Okay, sorry, I couldn't figure out how to unmute myself. Here we are. Okay, we're going all over the place. Let's just travel through the.
Perfect.
Okay, there we go. So like you said, Crunchi's been strongly vetted by Ingredient Consumer Products. I think that's super obviously important to us. But I would love for you guys to hear, and Jordan and I kind of talked about like, hey, let's bring on some people who are actually a part of our Crunchi community, who can speak to this, who can attest to this, who have been here and kind of seen our leadership and seen what the products can do and whatnot. So I want to introduce you really quickly to our dear friends. We're going to go through like, I think 3 or 4 people, and you guys are just going to share your hearts and your stories with us. Leslie, she's a virtual assistant. She's awesome. You're going to love her. I don't know if I can, Leslie, I can't see you, but I'm sure that you're there somewhere. She's a bio foster adoptive mama. She's amazing. And Leslie, I would love to just kind of get your story on Crunchi, how you came, what you've experienced thus far, and why you would recommend it to other people.
So hey guys, I'm Leslie Dunleavy. I'm doing this with my good friend Chelsea, who I met through this. We're sitting next to each other.
Hold on 1 second. You might want to, do you guys hear an echo, or is it just me?
Yes. Do we fix it?
Yeah, I think you're good. I think you're good.
Okay. We're sitting next to each other on our computer.
Okay.
So I'm Leslie Dunleavy. I am a virtual assistant. I own my own virtual assistant business. And I have to say that the only reason that even came about was because of Jordan. I took her courses and she really helped guide me through that. And that, I mean, I've just looked up to her in business for years. And so when she put her stamp of approval on this, I was kind of very much like Mallory, like, okay, like she's not gonna lead me astray. Like, I can't even believe like my life just looks so much different from starting this business. And I was like, okay, this is something I have to do. I work with other people that are top earners in different network marketing companies, along with people that do other things, but seeing that and seeing this is completely different. And I know that is so cliche, but I feel like we're learning from people that have built, Mallory and Jordan have built businesses from the ground up, not necessarily indirect sales. And I think that's a huge thing. It is a huge asset coming into this. So that's kind of like my heart behind it. I'm going to talk about like how it's blessed me financially and how it's different. I started the end of August, excuse me. And my income from this, like I could like cry, I'm not going to though. I'm very mushy. But it has gone up like, like it paid for, hold on. Okay, it like paid for my mortgage this last month. It helped pay for my kids' Christmas. I know I can't give like exact numbers. It started out with, I'd say, a car payment maybe, then the next month, half a mortgage, then the month after that, which was the most recent, was a mortgage and Christmas. So that was huge. I have never experienced that before. I'm really not gonna cry. Okay, so it's just having Jordan's like seal of approval on this was what told me it's different. I can see the back end on other things, and this is like truly set up to help you succeed. There are real systems, there is a real community, there's real business behind it, and timing, you guys, is perfect. I feel like I could like go on. I was telling Chelsea, I'm like, I'm either not going to say anything or I'm going to talk for 10 minutes. So I hope that's helpful. It's been a huge blessing. If you're thinking about it, go for it.
Leslie, you're doing great. First of all, I just love you. And I just want you guys to hear that because like, I think what can be intimidating is like, can I really do this? You know, Leslie, I'd love if you can share, do you have like 400,000 social media followers? Cause I think that that's
No,
something people.
that's also what I was gonna say. You guys have like, I don't even know, 22,000, 2,200,000, 2,200,000, no, 2,200 followers. on-
2,200. Okay. So
Yes,
less than 2,500
not you.
followers. And in
Yes,
3 months, you've been able to do that.
yes, it's
Yeah.
been a huge blessing. And
Yeah, I think
I
the
met my
biggest,
friend over here, sorry, my friend Chelsea, oh, she's gonna kill me. But this is like so cool. We literally live across the road from each other, which we
But you
never
didn't know each other before Crunchy, right?
know. And we live across the road, like the
That's
main road. Okay, I'm in.
That's
Okay.
so cool. And just speaking to that, Leslie, like that's something that was really important, I think, to Jordan and I want to speak to that for a second because I've been in direct sales before. And I'll spare you the details on that, but I've learned a lot of the things that I don't ever want to do. Right. And I've even done some of the things that I'll never do again. And one of the things for me, I shared this with Jordan a while ago. Whenever I was like a newbie business owner, I had just retired my wedding photography business, which was super successful at the time because I had had a baby and I needed to be home. And so I got kind of pulled into the network marketing thing and I worked my tail off. Like I worked so much. I sacrificed a lot of hours with my sweet baby at the time to build this business and seriously probably never had a check over $1,000. And so for me, it has been like I can't do this unless I know that people are below me are going to win. Like I can't invite people here and do this thing and talk about it in good conscience without knowing that we have the tools and we have the system and we have the know-how to make sure that the people who are joining us can win as well without 30,000 followers or whatever it is, 500,000 followers, right? Like we want to make sure that there's a level playing field as much as we can, right? So that's super important to me. Jordan, would you echo the same sentiment?
yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously effort is a part of it, but I think, yeah, I think it also has to be set up in such a way, in a strategic and systemized way so that it's not only sustainable for your time, because I think that can be a huge issue, but also set up to make it as easy to win as possible. So yes, I 100% agree. I've never officially worked in network marketing before, but I always said no because I got asked to join all of them by various peers. And I always just said no because I didn't feel like the integrity was there until now. So
Yeah.
anyway, and I kind of like went and found this on my own. I was like, I want to go like lead something new instead of following. So that's kind of what we did. But anyway, yes.
And that's why we love you, right? Okay, Jessica, please show yourself. Where's your face? There it is. I see you. Okay, so simple. I love Jessica. She's like living tiny. I'll let her tell you, but I feel like she and I are kindred spirits. And she has been a part of our little community really since the beginning. So Jessica, I would love for you to just share how Crunchy has impacted you, how the community has been a part of your life and whatever else you feel called to share.
Thank you, Mal. So yes, hello, I'm Jessica and I'm a recent Houston transplant from Phoenix and I am living in a tiny home. I am speaking from my little, I don't know, 100 or so square foot loft office area for you guys right now. But my journey with Crunchy, I think I officially have been an advocate, I believe it's like 4 months or so, but I didn't actually start, I would say, like really being serious about it until probably like month 2. And in just a couple months of actually saying like, okay, no, I really want to, like go for this and do this and more intentionally, I can't even believe, but I've ranked up 5 times already, which I mean, that probably means something to some of you and nothing to others. But to me, it just means like there's something really special here. So anyways, all that being said, one of the most amazing blessings that I have experienced so far is just the community here. It's number one, so fun. I mean, if you're going to do something that is like an outside thing, right? Maybe it's something that you're thinking about doing in addition to a full-time job, or you're a busy like stay-at-home mom juggling all of the things, whatever it is, like wherever you are in your life, this should be a fun thing. And it's just been such an additional like thing that I look forward to every single day. I love going into our Facebook community group and just chatting with the different women who are part of our greater team and getting to know them personally. It's just honestly like one of the best parts of my day. And I'm not a Facebook person. Okay. First of all, like I'm Instagram all the way forever and ever. But I actually now have my app front and center on my phone because I want to make sure I go in there at least every single day and we just cheer people on. And it's just such a fun, uplifting place to be. The other thing that I've really enjoyed about this community is just how welcome I have felt and how welcomed other women have felt too. Like we are constantly saying that it's just such a kind, like warm, authentic, inspiring, uplifting place to be hanging out. And I know that Jordan and Mallory have been like super intentional, not a word, intentional. It is now. Really intentional about making sure that it just feels relaxed and like chill, which is really nice. So there's not like this pressure, there's not this like hustle culture, which I know is something that you can often see kind of in this space is just it's all about like hustle, go, go, go. And that's not how it is, which has been so refreshing. You really can grow at your own pace and you're met where you're at. Which is so good. And then another thing I've been super surprised about is how collaborative everybody is. This community is filled with just intelligent, smart, just super inspiring women who I'm learning from every single day. And the generosity is unbelievable. Like, I mean, I'll literally just text Jordan or ask her like, hey, so I saw you did this on your stories. Could I like tweak that? And she's wonderful. It's like, yeah, go for it. And the fact that we have girls like making graphics and things for us, like it's just such a easy, wonderful place to go and get everything you need to succeed. The other thing I'll just say too is I've actually established real friendships, which can be really difficult to do in an online space. But you know, my faith is really important to me, and it's been incredible to know that I can be praying for women who I'm forming friendships with, and they're praying for me. We're catching up with each other, and I'm already on a mission to find people local to me in Houston. So if you are considering being part of this and you're in Houston area, like, let's come hang out. Come hang out with me. All right. I probably talked too long, but that's
No, I'm glad you did. That was so good. But I was just gonna like just piggyback off that and say I think something really special too about this the community aspect is this community is growing quickly, but it's not massive. So this is like a really special time. Not only, I mean, and I think we're gonna touch on this in a little bit, but Crunchi as a whole has less than 6,000 advocates right now. For comparison, most other companies have like hundreds of thousands. So it's not this like overly saturated thing. So the community from a big standpoint is not even that massive yet. And our team has like 500 or so. So, and then there's all these pockets of like groups that have really gotten to connect, and you just get to connect with people. You're going to be really well supported too. And I think that that's just something that's really important is Mal and I make an effort to make sure you're really well connected so that you don't just get in and feel like you're one of, you know, a number. I think it can be really easy to feel lost really quickly. And that's something from the beginning that we really tried to establish systems for so that no one ever feels lost or like they don't have someone to hold their hand and walk alongside of them. And then that's where those friendships can really form. So hearing stories like Jessica's just really make me happy because it means it's working. Mal, you want to introduce the next story here?
Yeah, I just want to piggyback off of that though, really quickly. Like in the past, I mean, Jordan's like saying, you know, there's less than 6,000 advocates, and she's like very polite about it, but like truly, like there's less than 6,000 advocates. Like being a part of previous network marketing companies when I was coming in, when there were like 300,000 plus advocates, it's just different. When the market is more saturated, it's just harder. It's harder to build a business. And so the fact that Jordan, with her influence, has jumped into this and has really started this momentum, like I don't take it for granted for a second, because I know how valuable it is that we are here when we're here. And we don't emphasize that a ton. We don't talk a ton about the timing and things like that, but they do matter. And so on calls like this, we do want to talk about it a little bit because it definitely impacts your business, and it gets me super excited. But anyways, okay, so Quinn is my girl crush. I'm unashamed. It's fine. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Brady Clayton. I followed him a long time ago. And then I ended up moving to a farm in McKinney, and turns out he's from McKinney and his wife is amazing. And we ended up joining the same church, and it's just been a huge blessing ever since. But Quinn is amazing. She's hilarious. She's wonderful. And she's just going to share. She's actually newer to our team, so I really wanted her to speak. But also she's a certified personal trainer and nutritionist. So she knows her stuff. She lives a very holistic lifestyle. She is an Airbnb host and has been for like several years. She's killing that. And she's a boy mama. She's got two baby boys. So that's like a huge, just beautiful, wonderful thing to watch and get to witness and kind of live life alongside her. But Quinn, will you just share kind of your experience thus far with Crunchi?
Let's see. Am I there?
You're good.
Can you see me?
Yes.
Okay, great. So yeah, thank you. Okay, sorry. Because everyone else when you've talked has popped up and I'm not, and I'm like, hello. So hey girls, just first off, so excited to get to talk a little bit. Like Mallory said, I am new. I think I joined like at the beginning of December. So it's been like I'm in it with you guys, like I'm learning the business along with you if you decide to jump in. But yeah, I just basically wanted to take a little bit to talk about the quality of the products, because for me, like Mallory said, I'm a certified, definitely go more the holistic route with like nutrition and being a personal trainer. And I work exclusively with women, just because I help them like cycle sync their workouts and their nutrition together. So anyways, what you put on your skin is so incredibly important to not disrupt your hormones. And I could get into it and talk about it all day, but I'm not. So yeah, what you put on your skin is so incredibly important. And I'm gonna to be honest, I think what Mallory said, and maybe Jordan too, skincare and makeup was the last to go for me, because I just could never find a company. I don't know if we're not supposed to name names. I tried some other brands, and they just ultimately at the end of the day felt natural on how they wore throughout the day. And so when I tried Crunchi over the summer, and I was like, oh my gosh, the foundation doesn't oxidize on my skin. So like that doesn't turn you orange, like it wears throughout the day. It like looks better on your skin. Like that's amazing. And I like, it's just so rare to find a company that like the performance of the products also match the ingredient quality. And I've just never have, like I said, have never found that with another company before. I know Jordan kind of went over some key points about FDA regulations and how much toxic products we can put on our skin yearly, daily. So I won't get into that, but yeah, just super, super important about what you put on your skin. And I meant to say this in the beginning, but I have, I used to do hair and makeup for like weddings prior to becoming a personal trainer. And prior before in Texas, like knowing that you're not actually supposed to do that unless you're a certified esthetician. So that's fine. And then I also did some stuff for like not certified, mega church, like Christmas programs. And so to say that I've touched some like high quality ingredient, like high quality makeup is an understatement. Like I've used a ton of different brands. And so that's why I just feel like I was not able to ever like find something that like matched the products that I like loved. Like I just couldn't say no. So anyways, Crunchi was the one that I finally was like, okay, I can go on a date night and feel glamorous. I can go to a wedding and feel confident. Like this is not something that like I'm gonna have to have my like stash of like toxic products to feel good in. So yeah, if you're on the fence, is matched, the quality is unmatched, the leaders are unmatched. Getting to learn from you and Jordan is just fantastic. So yeah, that's my story, sticking to it.
I did not know you did hair and makeup.
Yeah,
I
but
did,
not surprised
yes.
though. I feel like Quinn
Yeah.
has like, she's just like the Jane of all trades in
Aw,
my brain.
that's
But
sweet.
I was
Every
just
time I see her at church, I'm like, did you do your makeup? It's like perfect. Sorry, Jordan, what were you gonna say?
No, I was just gonna say, kind of to follow up on that, Crunchi's kind of like, I don't want to say slogan because I don't like that word, but like just one of the like main tenets that Crunchi goes by is you shouldn't have to compromise your health for beauty, but you shouldn't have to sacrifice quality or like high performing beauty to protect your health. Like, and I think that that's often the debacle we find ourselves in as women. That's really what makes it different. I think Quinn just really emphasize that well.
Okay, so I'm going to introduce Chelsea. She's wonderful. I have had the privilege of getting to work a little bit more closely with Chelsea. I think she's an amazing human just in general. She's a mom. She cares about holistic living, but also just like the mental and spiritual components of that as well. Chelsea, I would love for you to just share a little bit about your experience so far with Crunchi.
Yes. Hey, everyone. I'm Chelsea. So I've been a stay-at-home mom for close to 8 years, and I've always been like really strong in like wanting a community of people, like, because, being a stay-at-home mom, it can be so isolating sometimes. And so on my health journey that I've been on, I have Hashimoto's, and learning about all the ingredients and whatnot that are in the products that we use every day. I stumbled upon Crunchi through Mallory and Jordan, and it was kind of a no-brainer. I think I actually joined before I had actually tried the makeup, because I knew that, like, when you trust people, you're like, okay, I'm gonna love it. And sure enough, I loved it. And the community that I have gotten through this, I mean, obviously I'm sitting right here next to Leslie, which was just a huge blessing to, start this business and have somebody right here across the street to do it with, has been amazing. And I tried like other network marketing companies, within this 8 years of being a stay-at-home mom, and none of them really had the leadership and the community that Crunchi and the Flourish Co community has. Like, it is amazing. The plug and play systems that are available to you are huge, because it allows you to like have that consistency in your business right off the bat. Like, you can get automated text messages to you that like give you like, hey, like, here's a goal for you. It's like all these different ideas that come to you, and it's super helpful. And so for being a stay-at-home mom, like, sometimes I have felt, I don't know the word I'm looking for. Just not knowing enough, but then like when you got these things coming to you, you're like, okay, that's super helpful, on the business side. And then the financial aspect of it, like, I honestly didn't know what to expect, but like the way, like the comp plan that Crunchi has, you can earn up to 40% commission just off of the sales. And anytime I'm like, I sell a mascara or I sell, whatever it is that like you're just talking because you personally use and love the products. It's honestly a surprise every time I see that like pay come through. I'm like, what? Like, this is so awesome. It's fun. And then also the leadership side of, if you want to build a team and being able to grow with those ladies, and really everybody is like becoming friends and you've never even met them, and it's just, I don't know, it's a beautiful thing. And I just feel like Crunchi has something that I haven't seen with other companies.
Yeah, so good. Chelsea, can you just briefly tell us, do you have a huge Instagram following? Because I know you like zooming through the comp plan, like hitting high ranks, like, but I want to hear if you just have like this massive following, and if it's only possible for people with large following.
I don't. And that was honestly something that I was worried about. I'm like, I think I have 360, between 360 and 370 followers. So no, like, you definitely do not need a huge following in order to build a team, to get the sales, to, because just number one, like, when people trust you and trust, your opinion on things, and then the products themselves speak for themselves. I mean, you get your hands on them and you're like, oh, okay, I see what everybody's talking about.
So good. Love it. Love it. Thank you for sharing.
Chelsea,
Yeah.
thank you so much for sharing. It has been really fun to watch Chelsea. Like Jordan said, I think she's my strongest leader right now. She hit a really big rank last month, and it's just been really, really encouraging and really fun to watch her succeed. And I have zero doubt, like, the fact that we're 5 months in, like I told Jordan the other day, like, you realize that this is exploding. Like, it's exploding now, but it's about to like explode in our faces. Like, this is such an exciting time that we get to be and like be here and witness, right? So Jordan, I want you to kind of expand on what the Clean Beauty Advocate program is. Obviously, I just admire you so much in business and the things that you have done and kind of gone before us. I feel like you are, like you mentioned earlier, like I want to start something. I don't want to like follow, right? And that's what you've done with Crunchi. And I know that you have a pretty extensive history when it comes to doing affiliate, links, things like that. Like, so I really want to give you the space to share as much as you want about just the advocate program, what it is, why it's important. Really quickly, I'm going to share a few things that we've accomplished this last 5 months since we began. And then I'm going to have you kind of dive into a little bit more of the logistics, how you can get involved, what it means, all those things. So we have helped 5,000 plus women make the switch to clean beauty. Jordan and I were talking about this yesterday. I think that's a pretty conservative estimate, but like the fact, even if it was like 50 women make the switch to clean beauty, like that is insane. And it's amazing that we can be doing this, knowing that we're making an impact, but also building our businesses. We've seen 290% growth over the last 5 months as a team, which is when Jordan said, okay, let's do this. And I was like, okay, I'm doing it with you. Let's do this. 650,000 plus in volume in less than 6 months. And we've built a community of over 500 advocates. So the thing is working, but will you talk to us a little bit more just about the benefits of becoming an advocate or the advocate program?
Yeah, so there's so much I could say, so I'm going to try to keep this concise. I just want you to understand kind of really what sets this apart. And from my perspective, the way that I describe this is, I think Crunchi is about a little over 6 years old. So they're newer. They're not a dinosaur that has to abide by all of these old standards from the 1980s. They really kind of decided, what do we want to create that takes the good parts of and like the benefits of the direct sales model, like the relationship building, like the education, those pieces that are cool, and even some of the benefits of having the team without all the icky stuff that can come with it. For example, in a lot of network marketing companies, one of the weird things that I think can get kind of funky is the requirement to purchase a certain amount of product monthly in order to earn your commission. That sets people up who are new or at the bottom or whatever you want to call it to lose, because from the get-go, it's like you have to spend this money to make this money, and really you're kind of like canceling out at the end of the day. Crunchi did away with that. They were like, that's not a thing. That's icky. We don't need to do that. Like, yes, you probably will buy the products. You'll use your advocate discount when you want to do that. You get 20% off when you order your own products. But they did away with this whole like spend to earn model, which is a huge, huge issue in network marketing as a whole, because what it essentially does is it turns the reps into the customers in disguise. So most of Crunchi's revenue is coming from actual customers because they're not requiring their reps to spend a certain amount per month in order to earn. Another thing they did away with was the minimum threshold in order to get your commission. So in a lot of places in network marketing, you have to hit, $200 in sales to get paid on your first sale, or 150 or whatever. Crunchi did away with that. So you get paid on your first sale. If you sell $50 of foundation, you'll make 25% on that sale. So you get paid the very first thing you sell. So those are just a couple things. So the way I describe it is like they took the good parts of network marketing, the benefits of the community, the education aspect, all of that, did away with the yucky stuff, and then they took the good parts of affiliate marketing and then like upgraded it and then put them together, and it's like they had a baby and called it Crunchi. Like, that's what this is. Okay. And that's what was so fun for me, because I was like, oh, the things that they've up leveled with not only network marketing but also affiliate marketing. So what's cool about Crunchi is you don't have to build a team at all. You can, if that's your thing, you like to mentor, you like to lead, you like to include other people. Awesome. At first I didn't think that was for me, although I'm naturally a coach at heart, I'm a mentor at heart. I was like, I don't want to be weird and like invite people into this. So for my whole first year, I just talked about the products and earned commission. And then that started to like snowball and get really big. And I was like, wait, like I want other people to get a piece of this pie. But the cool thing about the affiliate kind of seller track of Crunchi, which I'll get into a little bit more, is that it's almost like affiliate plus. And so what I mean by that is so in a normal affiliate, like I'm an affiliate for Amazon, for example. So when I share my Amazon link on Instagram or with a friend or whatever, if they click that link and they purchase, I make 10% of that sale or something like that. That's great. But every time I want to earn commission, someone has to click that link. So if my friend comes back and buys the same thing again in 2 months, I don't earn commission on that unless she goes through my direct link. Crunchi set it up to where once somebody becomes your customer through your link one time, they're forever tied to you. So if they come back in 6 months, 6 weeks, 2 years and order more, which most people do because it's a consumable, you continue to earn on those orders. So it's this like residual earning opportunity that's really, really cool. That's just one of my favorite things about the Advocate program. So anyways, it's like affiliate plus. Another thing that I really love about the Advocate program is the digital enrollment option. This is another thing that Crunchi introduced that is really different from what's out there, because a lot of times when you join a brand that has the network marketing component, I say like Crunchi has like an optional team building network marketing side. So you can choose to do that or not. But when you enroll to, advocate for a brand, a lot of times you have to spend like $500 on product, which can be great because you need the product to talk about it, but that's not in everyone's budget. So what they did is they completely removed the barrier to entry, and now they have a digital enrollment option that's $49. So you can literally start for $49, which gives you all the digital tools you need, like the app, video trainings, your duplicated, replicated website, whatever you want to call it. All that stuff is essentially provided for you, and then you can just start earning right away, and you can use your Advocate discount to order specific products you want if you want specific products versus having to buy hundreds and hundreds of dollars of a collection. So anyway, they have product collections, but they don't require you to do that. And I just think that's so refreshing, and it just makes it so much easier to get started. So that's another big thing. A few other benefits: you get 20% discount on all of your own orders. Some people love it just because they get discounts on their own orders, and then every now and then they share with family and friends. Like, you can really make it as small or big as you want. Some people want to like replace their full-time income with it, and other people are like, I just want really high quality, clean beauty products at a nice discount. And if I share it with my mom or my friends and earn a couple bucks here and there, like, cool. So it really can be what you want, but that 20% discount is really nice. Also, female founded led company. And also like just the impact of like kind of what Mal was saying earlier, the fact that over the last 5 or 6 months as a team, we've helped over 5,000 women, and that's again a conservative estimate, make the switch to clean beauty. Like, just thinking of how that affects not only just their health and their well-being, but like generations to come and their family, like, it just is mind-blowing to me. And so knowing that like our job is not to sell people, it's not to be scammy, it's not to be slimy, it's literally just to provide a solution to a really big problem, and to really just authentically get cleaner products into women's homes and into their beauty routines, which impacts not only themselves, but all of those around them. So anyway, and then we touched on this earlier, but we're really kind of at that ground level, which from a business perspective is exciting. That's why I was invited to join. I actually almost joined another company, but I felt like I was just gonna be joining a bandwagon. And I was like, you know what, like, this is exciting. Like, we're before the boom, and I just want to bring people along for that journey, and I want to see them benefit from that versus like, yeah, I could jump in anywhere and probably be fine, but like, where can other people really have a great opportunity? So that's why I decided to really go with Crunchi. So anyway, all of that said, there's 3 main ways to earn with Crunchi, and I just kind of want to break these down briefly for you. We won't get into like all the comp plan details. We have a video on that. So if you're curious about like, okay, how does the payment structure actually work in detail, reach out to whoever told you about this, and we'll make sure you get the link to that video. But for time, to keep it simple, we'll just basically kind of touch on the 3 ways you earn. So the first is with the seller track. This is kind of what I was saying. This is straight affiliate, but affiliate plus, because you get that residual earning option. The other thing that makes it affiliate plus is the commission. So average commission or average affiliate programs pay 10 to 15%. 20% is like really good for an affiliate program. Okay. So like, I could name 5 other brands that I'm an affiliate for, and the max I'm making is 20%. And that's like maximum. At Crunchi, that's the minimum you would ever make. And then as your volume grows, you hit new commission tiers and you earn higher and higher commission each month. The other thing that's really cool is it's retroactive. What that means is, let's say it's October, and October 25th, you hit 5,000 in volume, which unlocks like a higher commission tier. I think it's like 30 or 35%. So it doesn't just pay you on the dollars above that threshold of 5,000. And I'm just throwing out numbers as examples. I'm not obviously looking at the comp plan, but it pays you on all of your volume for the month. So that whole 5,000 that you sold, all of that will make 30 or 35%. It'll make that higher commission tier. So it's retroactive. It back pays you for the whole month. A couple other things on the seller track: you don't have to do any team building. You can just solely earn commission on your sales. And with that opportunity to make up to 40%, that's actually a pretty sustainable way to go if you really want to nail your sales skills and just share what you love. Like I said, the residual earnings, and then on the seller side, and both sides, regardless of whether you join to just share the products, join to lead a team, or both, you're going to get high-level business training from us. You get weekly trainings, all sorts of tools. Crunchi provides those as well. Like, there's just endless learning opportunities for you. The second way to earn is by building a team. So Again, like I said, the details of how this all is broken down is in the comp plan video, which we can share with you, but this is a completely optional add-on. It's a great way to add another kind of layer to your income building. You will earn between 2 and 10% on, and so let's say you decide to become an advocate, and in 2 months, your friend wants to do it with you. So your friend enrolls with you, you can earn between 2 and 10% on her sales. That takes nothing out of her pocket. So she's not like being hurt by that. But if she sells $100 in products, you will earn between 2 and 10% on that, depending on where she's at in your organization. So like if she's on your level 1, she's the first person who enrolled with you, then you can earn up to 10% on her sales, depending on kind of your title and where you're at in your business. So just for comparison's sake, I've seen a lot of comp plans, because like I said, I've been invited to join a lot of things. And the highest I've seen elsewhere on like team commission, in terms of like anybody who enrolls with you and on their sales, you're not like getting paid to recruit them. They're not like going to go pay you to like go recruit people. That's super slimy. I think that's been done elsewhere. It's not good. So like stay away if you see that. You're only getting paid if they make sales, and it's a percentage of the commission that they earn, or not they earn. You get a percentage of commission of their sales, if that makes sense. But you're not like getting paid to go recruit or like incentivized in that way to go recruit, because that's slimy and weird. But the highest I've seen elsewhere is like 5 or 6%. So Crunchi's double that. So, and then the highest I've seen on like personal sales, like the 20 to 40% commission on the seller track, is I think 30 to 35%, and Crunchy pays up to 40. So just the commission percentages are higher. And then the last way that you'll earn is through bonuses. So there's a couple different like tracks in terms of like, or not tracks, but like programs. So for example, when you first join, there's something called the Smart Start Incentive. That is a 60-day basically journey to help you hit goals, get small wins, and kind of get things going. And you'll get rewards for hitting those small goals in the beginning. And then you also get cash incentives as you title advance, which can happen pretty quickly, as you heard from Jessica and Leslie and Chelsea and different gals who've been doing this. So 3 different ways to earn. You can make it what you want. You can do as much team building or as little team building as you want. And some people just kind of take it and build it and decide as they go. Not everyone knows when they jump in, and that's totally okay.
Jordan, you're a beast.
I was trying to make it as like concise as possible. There's so much I could share.
You're so awesome. Thank you for explaining all of that. And guys, just as an encouragement, hopefully, like if you're overwhelmed by all that information, don't be. We can like, I mean, I remember whenever I enrolled, I was like, okay, I'm going to take this a moment at a time, and I'm going to learn as I go. And that's what we're here for. So if this is something that you feel, and I said this on Instagram, I know that Jordan probably echoes the same sentiment. Like, we are not here to convince you that this is what you need to do. We want to welcome you with open arms if this is something that you feel like you can be in alignment with, and that you resonate with, and you feel like would be, you know, a wonderful way to add to maybe your brand or your business, or maybe you want to start a business. We want to be your cheerleaders. We want to help you out if this is something that you feel like, hey, I could do this. Let's do it. So really quickly, Jordan, unless you have anything else to add, do you have anything else to add?
Not necessarily. The only other thing I was going to touch on is I was just going to touch on like kind of some of the benefits, or like, yeah, I would say benefits of joining Flourish, which is the name of our team. Just what you'll get if you're like, I want to do this, but I don't even know if I can do it. I don't know where to start. Maybe as we're kind of waiting for some questions to come in, if you want to do some Q&A, I can just kind of outline like, here's basically like the value stack you're going to get when you enroll with us.
Yeah. So while you guys, if you have any questions, like no question is a dumb question. We love questions. If you have anything to ask, we would love to just address that for you here. And then Jordan, take it away. If you want to type your questions in the chat, that'd probably be most effective. And then we can address that at the end.
Yeah, totally. Okay. So a couple things. So we put together a resource hub, essentially is what I would call it. So if you can enroll with Crunchi by yourself, if you ever wanted to, but I don't recommend that, because then you're going to be like DIYing it by yourself with no support, no resources, no tools. Before I started building a team, I sat down with a couple experts, I would say, in this field. And I was like, okay, how are we going to build systems to make this as plug and play for women as possible? Because I want it to be automated. And I remember I told this expert that I was working with, I said, I want this to be 60 to 70% automated for me, and 20 to 30% manual, or like, you know, kind of take more of a personal touch point. And I want that to be replicatable for everyone on my team, so that it could be like that for them too, because this shouldn't be something that you're spending like 50 hours a week doing. And so we put together a ton of resources to basically make that as realistic as possible. So when you enroll within our community, you get access to a lot of things like custom content and images to share on social media and in your marketing, whether that's emails, you know, image or text messages, etc. It's all like preloaded for you. So you can literally just like copy paste and use the photos. You'll get weekly trainings and mentorship. You'll get sales scripts and pre-written social media captions to make sharing and selling easy. Plus you get answers to a ton of questions. That way you can just literally copy paste things. You don't have to go like digging for answers, and it's all accessible to you on your phone keyboard. We install it on your phone keyboard. In addition to that, you get education and research on the beauty industry, so that you actually feel like you're equipped with the knowledge that when people ask you questions, you're not just like, I don't know the answers to any of this stuff. You get some exclusive resources like a clean beauty brand comparison guide that we make, so that when people ask you, how does this compare to X, Y, and Z brand? You know how to answer that. You get access to a label reading cheat sheet, so you feel really just equipped knowledge wise. And also a lot of plug and play systems to make leading, sharing, and growing your income a lot easier and a lot quicker. And then obviously, like, you get insider knowledge and training from people like Mal and I, and then you get this private like-minded community as well. So you kind of are just equipped with all the tools you need from the get-go, versus having to figure out how to create pretty images and write captions. Like, we give you all of that, and then you can just use it. So anyway, hopefully that's insightful and helpful.
It's amazing. Whenever I first sat down, Jordan, I'll never forget, like, it was maybe our first or second meeting. And I like am coming from multiple other network marketing companies in my past, like thinking, okay, this is what this is going to be like. And Jordan sits in front of me and she's like, okay, so I have this and this and this and this system built out. And I'm like, what? Like, because previously, like, a Facebook group was our system. Like, it was just, there was no system to follow for being successful. And so she has done such a beautiful job of kind of going before us, using her business education to really create systems that are effective and that are duplicatable.
And I think I also will say, like, I had the luxury, like I said, I wasn't just building a team right off the bat. I had the luxury of learning it and sitting and watching and observing and seeing what was working, what wasn't working, and then pulling from other automated systems I've used in various other business models and said, okay, what works? And then being able to implement like 85% of the systems I wanted to have before I ever brought in a single person, so that it was just there. And then Mal and I have just refined it since then. So yeah, I definitely appreciate that. But I also think it was really beneficial to get to kind of look at it before the chaos started, so that the systems were just there.
For sure. For sure. Okay. So Megan says, I'm going to read this aloud. I've been involved in network marketing before, and my main concern is customer experience. My question is, if someone shops through my link, is there any kind of account or VIP status that they have to sign up for in order to access special discounts? And is there any kind of auto shipment situation or minimum requirements for them to purchase to maintain that discount / status? Jordan, do you want to address those questions?
Yeah, so let me take this kind of one part at a time, because it sounds like this is a two-part question. So the first says, if someone shops through my link, is there any kind of account or VIP status they have to sign up for in order to access special discounts? So here's essentially how this works. When you become an advocate, you will get a replicated URL. That URL essentially is it's a link that you will share with potential customers. If they, for their first purchase, if they order anything $50 or more, they will get $10 off automatically, like just their first purchase. They don't have to become a VIP. They don't have to be like, do some sort of like annual membership, like just for ordering, they'll get $10 off their first order as long as they go through your link. So that's another thing that sets Crunchi apart too. Crunchi also allows them to just go buy off the website like you would with Amazon. They're not like forcing you to go through a rep and like this whole like roundabout thing, but the incentive to go through an advocate is that you get this $10 off on your first order. There is an optional insider program, which is like a customer loyalty program. This is not something that they're required to do. They don't have to become an insider to earn product. It's just one of those things where it's like, if they love the product and they want to get discounts and get early access to product releases and things like that, they can become an insider if they should so choose to, but lots of customers don't, and they continue to order their products like normal. It's a very easy e-commerce shopping experience. So hopefully that answers that question. And then the other question is there any kind of auto shipment situation or minimum requirements for them to purchase to maintain that discount status? No. So unless they choose to become an insider, there's not like a monthly subscription they have to be an insider. The insider is a one-time annual fee of $29, and it comes with a gift that's, I'm pretty sure, like $30 plus. So they're getting something for it. It's not like you just have to pay this like recurring fee, but there's no like monthly auto shipment or any of that kind of stuff in order for them to keep their like customer status. They could just be a customer and shop when they need their stuff. So they've made it very like customer friendly.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to look at next questions, or does that answer your question, Megan? Hopefully that answers your question.
Okay. Katie says, is there an additional charge to join the team track?
Nope. So when you enroll as an advocate, whether you enroll the digital enrollment for $49 or you buy a product pack because you want to have more products to talk about, you can just make it what you want. So you can say, I'm going to focus on affiliate the first few months, kind of get my feet wet with that. Or, you know what? No, I love mentoring. I'm going to start telling my friends about this right away. it's really up to you, but there's no additional fee. Like it's all one program. You can just make it what you want and choose which direction you want to go.
And is there a fee to becoming an insider?
So for the Crunchi loyalty program, the insider program, there's a one-time $29 like enrollment fee, not enrollment because that's not the right word, but to become an insider, it's a $29 fee, but you get a $29 plus gift in place of that. So you're like buying a lipstick and then you're getting 10% discounts on your orders. You're getting early access to product releases. Like you're getting all these perks, but you're also getting something for that enrollment fee. So.
Yeah. Okay, so I think that's all the questions for now, but guys, we invite you into our DMs. Please message us if you have any more questions. It's been an hour and I don't want to keep you anymore. Go be with your families, do the things that you need to do, but hopefully this was helpful for you if you've been watching and kind of following along and wondering what this looks like. Hopefully we did a decent job of kind of outlining, hey, this is what you can expect if you join us. And we would love for you to. So this is your official invitation. If this is something that you feel like is in alignment with you and where you are right now, we would love to pour into you and just welcome you into our community. So I'm going to go ahead and call it. Guys, do you have anything else to say? Jordan, Quinn, any of you?
Nope, I just echo that. Thanks you guys for being here. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions. We're here to support you.
All right, guys, have a wonderful night and a happy weekend.